This is Not the Average Real Estate Podcast by Not Your Average Real Estate Investor. Dipna Boholt used real estate investing strategies to completely replace the income from her accountancy practice with passive income in just 18 months and has since taught thousands of others to do the same. Welcome to the I Love Real Estate Podcast.
Hi there, Dipna Boholt here. I don't know whether you know or not, but I've actually started a series where I expose some of my students' deals and what they've been able to do in a short space of time. And in doing so, I find it incredibly inspirational and motivational and educational to really see what other people are doing. Because out there in the real wide world, nobody talks about money. Nobody talks about if you do this subdivision, what do you get? And if you do that kind of renovation, you get what kind of return in what space of time, or that kind of option, or this kind of rooming house, or whatever else, whatever the deal is. Nobody talks about it. But how are you going to know what kind of return you get? How do you get some quantitative relativity around deals unless you actually find this kind of stuff out? So I thought, well, let's have a look at some deals. And every year I have students who come on stage with me and they share their deals of what they've been able to do, what kind of deals, what they had to do, making what kind of money in what space of time. And so many people, literally thousands of students, have been able to get so much knowledge and inspiration from this event. I thought it's silly just sharing it with my students. I want to share it with everybody, because that is a great way to learn, through learning through someone else's eyes, through someone else's experience. So that's why I'm doing this series. Now, today what I would like to do is expose a student's story that is incredible. This guy, his name's Neil. And Neil really was attracted to I Love Real Estate and the teachings of I Love Real Estate because of our asset protection strength. You see, Neil was being sued. And he was in a situation where he might lose all of his properties, and he was really quite afraid. Even though he'd done reasonably well, although he did negative gearing, he was being sued. So one of the strengths that we have in I Love Real Estate is I teach you how to structure your deals in such a way that no matter what else happens out there, no matter what kind of litigation, that your properties are safe and are generational properties. So that's what Neil did. He was able to restructure his portfolio, get them all nicely tucked away in secure structures, and at the same time turn around his negative gearing from negative $20,000 odd to positive $60,000 odd, and as well as increase his equity by around $600,000. So I thought I would share his story with you. It's actually a recording of what happened on the live event. Now, just before we go there, I want to tell you something really special. I have an amazing gift for you on the other side of the video. So see it through to the end, and I'll be sharing with you an amazing gift that I'm going to give you just for listening to the video. So have a listen, and I'll see you on the other side. All right. So,
yes.
How are you feeling?
Yes. Yes.
So, yes, you've been usurped. You're not the longest blueprint ever now.
No, I've lost that title.
Lost the title.
Although, in my defence, is I still had more to talk about, but I had Tamara.
Anthea, it's okay, darling.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So
I got you back.
Tamara actually had somewhere else to go, so she cut me off. So
She cut you short.
Yes, she did. She did. I mean, I was just
After 6 hours, I think we were good.
Yeah. I had more.
So your starting position before I Love Real Estate was quite substantial.
Can I go back to the other one, please?
Oh, you go back. Sorry.
Yeah, another
okay,
one. Sorry.
Fine.
Okay, so I put this photo up here because this is what it's all about for me. This is family. Anthea, Jessica, Jonathan. That's my why. That's why I do things. Mm-hmm. So I'll just go through that.
Means a lot.
Yes, it does.
So your starting position, as I said, this is why your blueprints took so long, because you've got to go through every individual property in a lot of detail. Yes. And you, what were you feeling when? Well, first of all, how did you find I Love Real Estate?
Okay, finding it. A friend of mine mentioned it to me way back. Well, no, not just over 2 years ago.
Okay.
And he said that, hey, you should go see this lady named Divna. And
He actually said my name right.
no, I'm saying, I don't know if he said it right, but I'm saying I've had a lot of practice of saying it because it's difficult. So yeah, he said, hey, you need to go to this lady, you've got these properties, and you might thinking, yeah, okay, we've done all this, getting all these properties, and I better start doing something with them because we owed a lot of money on them as well.
So what was your feeling back then? What you must be very proud, you built up significant properties over a decent amount of time too, I might add. But what was going through your head? What did you think you wanted back then?
I mean, we started buying properties long ago because to me, I always saw properties as a way of retiring, as the way of a means to live off. I didn't see getting the pension as a means to rely on, and super. Super, you're putting all that money in and then you're getting enough to actually survive on it. So to me, property was always a means to an end, and it's a long-term thing. So to me, I mean, doing negatively gearing topping was obviously something I didn't realise topping, and although I was being told by someone a few times that this wasn't right, we're going, no, that's all good, it's all good. There's growth there and there's potential. So, so it was all about building up a nest egg for retirement for the properties. Yeah.
Okay. So a little bit negative cash flow, 20 odd grand. At this stage, you could probably afford that out of your business, but it's still 20 grand that you're losing every year.
Definitely.
And you did have a bit of an experience in terms of being sued along the way, which certainly shadowed your experience.
Yes. So back 2008, I can't believe it's 10 years ago, we had a rental property and we rented it to four ladies. They had some disabilities, so they needed a carer to look after them, to help them every so often. So yeah, the carer actually hurt herself on the property, and so she decided to sue us. So the story we got told, because we didn't know anything about it till we got handed the paperwork, was that she hurt herself, and because she wasn't a tenant. So deemed as an uninvited guest, and so...
Geez, you must have really resonated when I started talking on the first day, eh?
Oh, I couldn't believe that. I mean, no insurance, no coverage insurance because uninvited guests, so then we had to...
And all of your properties in your own name?
Correct. So she... so I'll go through the story because this is the story. So the story we got told was that the carer come in and she found one of the ladies sitting on the back steps naked, as you do. I mean, she's just sitting there.
As you do, right?
Yeah, getting a bit of sun maybe, I don't know. So the carer went over to actually ask her to come inside because obviously that wasn't the thing to be doing, sitting there on the back steps. Then one of the other ladies saw her talking to her, so she thought she was going to get in trouble. So she went over to help or something, and she knocked the carer off the steps. One handrail on the steps, and she got knocked off the other side onto the ground. The steps are only about 1 metre high, but she fell on the ground on her back, hurt herself. And then, to what I've been told, is she actually got up and drove to the doctors and got told, "Oh, you've hurt your back." So it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if you've hurt yourself, you don't get up and drive, but... And then she proceeded to go to hire a no-win, no-fee solicitor. And, of course, the solicitor would have looked us up and gone, here we go. These people have got properties in their own name. And, of course, the more money they get, the more money... it's a percentage thing, so they obviously they make more money. So that was... First we got told about that is when we got handed papers. And then, of course, no insurance to cover that. So then it took a year. It went for a year of uncertainty. In the meantime, Anthea was packing up personal items in boxes because we just didn't know what was going to happen. We're potentially of losing it all. It's
Stressful.
very, very much so. Then we got eventually a whole year of talking paperwork. Then we finally got to our compulsory meeting, and so barristers and solicitors all in the room. At the same time, she worked for a government agency, so they got brought in as well for safety wise. And we found out that safety reports had actually been done on these stairs. So what the story they had was that there's a handrail there, and they asked for a second handrail. Now, what actually happened is we had just finished renovating the place, and they asked for a handrail because these ladies needed to be able to get up the stairs. So we put one in, and that made it legal, Australian standard-wise legal for the height and everything. So there was no handrail. We put one in. They're saying that one was already there, and they wanted a second one. So this is their argument. Well, at the meeting, I just happened to bring the receipt along for that particular handrail, and it had the date on it, and to show that we actually did install it and have it done before they moved in. So they were quite shocked about that. I mean, oh, okay. So then we went to interims, and they started negotiating. So obviously, if we didn't get through this meeting, then we were going to go to court proceedings.
It's mediation.
Yes, so it was a compulsory mediation. I remember it distinctly because the agency they said they only just got the files on this the day before, so they
didn't know what was going on.
No, they said, here you go deal with this, and just get. And their model is to get it settled that day. They don't want to continue on and just get rid of it. So they come into our room because and they said, okay, we want to get this settled. How much money are you going to contribute to this so we can just get this out of the way because we don't want it to go on? And we went, 0. It's not our fault. The stairs are fine. We didn't get told about anything wrong with it. So and they went, you're kidding? No, come on. 0. No, nothing. No, it's not our fault. So we got left out of the negotiations then because we weren't going to contribute to it. So then we had to sit in the room while there was negotiations between her barrister, solicitors, and the government.
So the government ended up paying?
Yeah, at the end of it all, at the end of it all...
That's where our tax money is going, clearly.
Yeah.
Yes. At the end of it all, they settled at $300,000. $300,000, and we signed a piece of paperwork saying we contributed $0. Obviously, it cost us over $10,000.
Of course it would. That's pretty light.
And I claimed it on tax afterwards. So,
very
so
good.
that was good. That was and that was a very, very stressful year for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a very personal story for you. I tell these stories. I say uninvited guests, all the rest of it at the one-dayers, and people go, yeah, all right, won't happen to me. But it does.
Yes.
It does happen all too often, and thank you for sharing that story.
No worries.
Okay, so you joined because of a friend told us about this blonde woman who was talking?
Yes. I'll go through that a little bit because it's a bit of a story there, if I could. Okay, so Peter told me about you in June. So I went to see you on Saturday in June 2016.
Right.
So, that was for the Saturday when you were doing a tour. You were in Brisbane. And to me, then I thought, I'll go have a listen, see what you had to say. And then they were going through and goes, okay, I'm registered, great, free. And he goes, oh, by the way, you can pay this money to get this book. I'm going, book? What do you mean? I don't need this book.
Oh, that's the VIP, yeah.
The VIP thing. So I said, no, I'm just going to go. I'm not going to go pay any money for this. So I went along on the Saturday, and I couldn't keep up. It was just so much to bring in. It was just, yeah.
And how many events have you been to since, Neil?
I've been just over 2 years. I've been with 43 boot camps.
43 events. Oh.
I keep all the lanyards, and they're all.
Oh,
hanging.
you do.
They're all hanging there. Yes.
That's funny.
Yes. So on the Sunday, so I come home. I went. This is, I couldn't take it all in. So straight away I come home, and that.
So you
night,
bought the book for the next day.
So I registered. for VIP next day because I knew you were down the Gold Coast next day. And my plan C was I knew you were up the coast at Maroochydore on the Tuesday, yes.
So that's 3 in 3 days.
Yes, that was if I couldn't make a decision on the Sunday, then I still had to go. I could go up there. But so I went on Sunday and listened to you and had
And
the
you
notes
got the
and
book.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
And I won the iPad and the second
right.
yes in the afternoon. I won off for winning the whole thing, but I went, damn. So, but I got the iPad.
You
so,
got the iPad. There
yes.
you go.
So yeah, that was in 2016 June.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first boot camp was the USA cash flow.
Okay.
As in it was the last.
It was the last
that
one I did,
you would
yep.
do. So I thought, USA, I will go on just as a boot camp. So I did that, and then the second one was the Millionaire Within.
So you haven't been to an Ultimate yet?
No, I haven't been there for 3 days. So you mentioned at the Millionaire Within of the new Platinum Accelerator program, and I said to Anthea, we need to join. I need to join that. And she says, what? We just paid this money for being a quantum, and now you want to pay that money to join up a platinum? I went, yes. She said, no. Let's just go home and think about it. I went, no. I've got to join now. So straight away joined up the platinum, and it's before the 3-day boot camp.
Wow.
So.
Okay. So then you get the boot camp, which is all that information, but you had the book at least.
Yes.
So first one was working on existing property you already had.
Correct. So
Sitting down with Tamara, going through things.
yes, after doing the blueprint, working
Yep.
out because I bought. So when I bought property, I always looked at location and potential. So this was a rental. Old Queenslander on it, and but it was a big bit of land. So just over 2,000 square metres, and at Salisbury, Brisbane. So it had the potential as a 1 into 4 subdivision. So that I thought, we've got to deal with our own properties first.
Okay.
So, yeah, with the money-wise, because I'm self-employed I've got my own company, we couldn't go through the banks. So next step was to look at using private money lenders. With them, it was all they are looking at is they need some kind of security. So with the equity we had in the properties, we were able to get them to put a mortgage on it, and then it was just a matter of working out how much for how long type thing. So we actually were doing the project through private lending, and then I got told by the town planner that but this is all going to go under Risk Smart. So with Risk Smart, it takes 10 working days, really quick for the DA. So I went, oh my God, okay. So I got to get I got the tenant out. I got all the services disconnected. And the house ready to sell because it was a pre-1946 property, and so if it's pre-1946, it possibly of being a heritage listed, which it wasn't luckily, and it wasn't any character overlay. So it meant we were allowed to remove the house from the property. Then I get told, because I went to did a pre-lodgement, that by the way, we can't go through Risk Smart, so we're going to have to go through Code Accessible. So here I am, house is disconnected, everything, no tenant, and it took 3-4 months to get it actually the DA approval,
Including the Wall of China.
Yes, the Wall of China. So with the property, it had a slight slope to it, and so Russell suggested that to do it better was to get it levelled. So with doing that, we have to build a retaining wall and get the dirt moved in. So I thought, I can do that. I can build a wall. It's only 100 metres long and a metre high.
Concrete sleepers, I can see, the ones you slip in.
Yeah. So I thought I'll save some money here and do it myself.
Right. How'd that go?
Yourself and Anthea sitting there going, hang on, what about us lifting the sleepers in as well?
Yes. So to do a family thing, get together family thing, as you do.
It was family bonding, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes. So we decided to actually lift in the sleepers together. They weigh about 80 kilos each, the standard 2 metre ones. So about 100 of those we actually lifted in together. And just to add to the story, so we ended up putting the post in a metre high, and then you can see in the photo there that there's that's a sewage hatch that had to be raised as well because of the dirt. And when the civil contractor did that, he said, hey, your retaining wall's not going to be high enough. I went, what? No, it can't be right. It's all been worked out. There was a few muck-ups and the surveyors and stuff on the way, so we actually had to extend the
Can you do that on those walls?
Yeah. So there's, because of the steel posts that they slide into, we had to get a welder in.
Oh, so you welded bits on top?
Yeah, I didn't know. I drew the line there. I wasn't going to weld it myself, so I had to get someone in, and they actually had to add pieces of steel on each of the posts.
Yeah, that's a pain.
Which then added more sleepers. Then I find out from the guy I'm getting the sleepers from, you can actually get a little clampy thing that actually lifts, grabs it, and so luckily I own a Bobcat, as you do.
Some learning there.
Yeah. So then we lifted it in.
So you decided, well, that was good fun. Let's build a fence as well.
Yeah. Fence is a lot easier. So
Neil is still learning, as much as I'm encouraging him, that you don't have to do everything yourself. We can leverage some things, particularly when there's great profit in the deal.
Yes. I've got time, so that's it. Yes, I'm a bit of a controller. I'm learning that I've got to let go of a few things and know that my time's more valuable doing other things and getting other people to do it.
That's right.
The fence was massive. 200 metres, 50 posts. Lots of nailing and very hot, but you can see how nice and straight it is. I mean,
I was going to say, it's nice and straight. You did a good job.
No one else would have got it quite that way. So
you just need to get a plaque made and just put a plaque on it for
Neil's
yourself.
wall.
Yep.
That's it, very much so.
So here are the figures. Obviously, good figures in it.
Yes.
$800,000 was the cost.
Yes.
But the profit on it is also around $800,000.
Yes.
Which is pretty good.
Yes. Owning it for so long, buying it originally.
So there's plenty of money in there for you to pay somebody to put the fence up and the retaining wall.
Yes. But I learned so much from it.
You only need to learn that once. We've done that.
Oh, no more building walls. No. That's, I mean, just to add to with the concrete, because it's very critical where you put these posts. Because
Let it go. Let it go.
So deal number 2. We were looking for cash flow now. We've made some money. We need some cash flow.
Yes, so this was an existing rental. So we decided, okay, we'll give the room accommodation a go. So it was a 4-bedder originally. Is that the deal too? Yes, that was a 4-bedder originally, and now it's a 5-bedder. We split the lounge, made one of the rooms into a lounge. With my background in security, I've trying to think of what could I add to it that with my experience in that. Yep. So I looked at putting code locks on every door, so no keys at all. I'm put TVs in every room, no TV in the lounge. Just always thinking of keeping the peace.
Yeah.
And putting in cameras as well. So just CCTV cameras in the common areas. So lounge, kitchen, hallway. To me, then that by anyone. And you put signs up, of course, they know that it is that it's there, and it makes people think twice about conflict. I suppose it just makes people feel safer because people aren't going to be doing anything in front of cameras and that.
No.
You can go into your rooms, do what you want, but in the common areas, this is the shared space.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
So $25,000 worth of passive income is quite nice.
Yes.
On that one.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next one? Deal number 3. You did it again.
Yes. This is a work in progress. It's our old PPR, original house, a 5-bedder at Maruka, and again, try put it into a room accommodation situation. So, but with this one here, we actually are going to build on en-suites. The bedrooms are quite large, so to try and maximise the renting potential is add on en-suites to 4 of them. So that's obviously what the extra cost of renovating is going to be for. So
very good. Okay. So we're turning around the cash flow. What are some of the learnings apart from don't have to do everything yourself?
Giving control away. That's probably one of the big learnings. For me, it's no matter how hard things get, it's keep moving forward. Don't stop. Don't. There are things in life you're going to strike that will bring that fear factor in, bring the unknown, all the rest. So you just keep moving forward. That's, if you one step at a time, and if you just keep doing that, then you will get there. And of course, learning, building that retaining wall. You can only learn so much when you read the books. When you're actually doing the deal, that's where the nitty gritty is. That's where you pick up all the other bits and pieces, and where and that way you've done it, and then you can do it again. So the first time's always the hardest, but then you can just repeat it and learn from that. With the other one there, what I'm also doing is doing some short-term loaning for the Platinums, helping them with their deals and with the super money. So while it's sitting there waiting to be used in the commercial, because I love commercial, I just lending it out.
And I guess that's something that's kind of a little bit unwritten in the Platinum community. You form such deep friendships that if someone's in the middle of the deal and needs a hand, the ability to be able to do that and still, full documentation, all the rest of it, and you get great return.
Yes.
Those kind of opportunities are far more prevalent.
Yes, yeah. No, it's the Platinum people. I know them. I know the deals. So obviously, make sure that everything we can work together in that. So it's a win-win topic. Yeah.
So here are your final figures. As I say, you started reasonably well.
Yes.
But you've elevated that by another almost $1 million in the short. It's really only been 2 years, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
So in a short 2 years to make close on $1 million is good. But I think the big turnaround there is a turnaround in cash flow. So going from a negative 20 to a plus 45, $65,000 turnaround.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And that's it. We had plenty of equity, plenty of the value, but it's the income that we need to work on.
And that's what you need for changing your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what advice would you give people?
2-year plan is a must. If you don't plan, then your life controls you rather than you controlling your life. So that's a biggie, because if you don't know what you're going to do going forward, then how that is what you're supposed to be doing. So and keep connected. This community is amazing. It's very, very, it's family, it's great. It's amazing the people that I've met over the 2 years and the friendships that they've formed.
It's very hard to find a group of people, non-denominational, that love and support each other at such a level that, you can be yourself. You can express what you're actually feeling, and you feel confident and secure enough to actually be able to do that. And, you've seen that, hey?
Yes, definitely. Adding to that, at the beginning it's all about the money. But after a while you realise that it's more important of the giving, the sharing. Together we can do so much, but more so than individuals. That's, I love the idea of JVs where, you're together, you're doing a deal where separately you won't be able to do it. For me, more long term is to be a coach of some description. I'm just not sure and what yet, but it just feels right. That passion to give, to share.
Help out.
Yeah. And that's probably why I've been to so many boot camps, because you learn. Obviously, you keep learning, but it's the connection, it's the meeting the people, it's the talking. It's I just love it when I get to talk to someone and just help whatever way I can. Something. So yeah.
Well, very good. You definitely are a leader in the community. Thank you, Neil. Give him a round of applause. So, wow, what did you think of that? Wasn't he fantastic? And Neil's story is like a lot of people's story. They buy properties, even those that are really committed and building up properties, but they just kind of go down a few wrong tracks and can actually jeopardise the whole thing. But fortunately, Neil found I Love Real Estate and was able to turn it around. Now, I did say to you that I had a very special gift for you. And this is an opportunity for you to have a free 45-minute coaching event with one of my coaches. It's a coaching call. All you've got to do is register for the coaching call. Now, it will take around 45 minutes, and what they're going to do is work with you on your individual situation as to where you are now, where you want to go, and how to make that happen. Because you need to start working strategically to a bit of a plan, and they'll certainly help you get an idea of what that plan might be and the steps you need to take to achieve those goals. I've made it free for everybody so everybody can participate, because I know it's really going to make a big, big difference in your life. All you have to do is go to www.iloverealestate.tv/apply. And you'll see there's a whole bunch of appointments. Get yourself booked in. The appointments are limited, so you want to make sure that you secure your position. And one of my coaches has been allocated a time to have a chat to you and look at your personal circumstances and what you can do to achieve the goals that you want to make happen and the goals that you deserve to make happen. So it's a 45-minute free consultation, free coaching call, and all you've got to do is go to www.iloverealestate.tv/apply and reserve your appointment now. Now, make sure you do it straight away because, as I say, the appointments are limited. So I know there's coaches who are going to be able to help you enormously, and I look forward to seeing you around the trap somewhere where we can have a sit down and talk about what's possible and how you can make things happen. So bye for now, and I'll see you around the trap somewhere. Bye now.